Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we review Fall Out Boy's 2013 album, Save Rock and Roll. It is really great, quite incredible here. This is the track listing, and these are the tracks I added to my playlist, which is all of them. This album is really great. Basically, every track is pretty high quality and interesting. None here are disappointing, and there's a decent amount of kind of a variety of sounds. It's pretty heavy on the pop and rock, but there are some other kind of like orchestral rap and techno sounds here and there, mostly pushed by the featured artists across the album, which do help with the variety. The flow is really great. The energy of the album starts off super strong with the Phoenix, and the next couple of tracks do manage to live up to that sort of hype start, which is pretty impressive. There's a more medium speed track here and there. Not every track is quite as fast as the opener, but that does manage to help the album flow and does mean it actually kind of goes somewhere, right? It starts off really high energy and then manages to successfully tone down the energy a bit towards the end of the album, with Rat-a-Tat actually kind of opposing that quite well. And finally, the album ends with the title track, Save Rock and Roll, which is a pretty good finale and really kind of completes the rest of the album, in my opinion. The only possible complaint for this one would be that it's maybe a bit too pop-oriented, which is kind of true. Most of the songs throughout the album definitely lean into that direction a lot more than their previous work. However, it's a lot higher quality pop than their previous attempts in the 2000s, so it works a lot better here. And they specifically focus on rock sections and rock-heavy tracks, so the album as a whole still really sounds like a rock album, even though on an individual track basis, most of these tracks would probably be pop tracks. There's only one single released before the album, My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark, Light 'Em Up, which was a really big hit on the radio at the time, along with the Phoenix, I believe. My favorite track here is probably that 10th one, Rat-a-Tat. Feels a lot harder rock than it probably is, and its placement in the album is really great to go into the last track. Between Young Volcanoes and Save Rock and Roll, it's really perfectly placed. I really like the opener, this Phoenix, as well, but that one's a little bit overplayed, so I think... And Rat-a-Tat is just as good, in my opinion. I rank this album the best out of the 5 Fall Out Boy albums I've heard so far. It's definitely better than the rest of their work. Infinity on High is the only one that comes close to competing, and I still think Save Rock and Roll is a clear step above in quality and consistently. They don't mess up on this one. This is clearly a new kind of high moment for them as a band, and I'm glad they took the 5 years to take time off and come back with something that was this good. So this is a really great album. Additionally, this album does take my top spot from 2013, taking it away from Sara Bareilles' The Blessed Unrest, which is also pretty great. This was a close competition for this spot. Bareilles has had a pretty strong hold on it for a while, and I really like that album. But in the end, I just think I just like the style of Save Rock and Roll better. Both of the albums are really incredible, but stylistically, I just gotta prefer Fall Out Boy here, although... it wouldn't be the same without either of them. So, thank you for watching. Next up is Sara Bareilles' 2015 album, What's Inside? Songs from Waitress, which is a kind of soundtrack to the musical Waitress, which she did write the music and this musical. It's pretty decent as an album, although disconnecting it from the plot of the musical does kind of hurt it. So, that's not great. But stay tuned for that, and as always, stay minty.